My name's Paula Craig and I've been nominated for the Endurance Fundraiser of the Year. So my aim is to swim the channel. It's a relay challenge. There are 6 swimmers. I'm the only disabled one in the team, and we will swim in rotation an hour about until we reach France. And I'm raising money for Aspire, which is a spinal injuries charity. So in 2001, before my accident, I was a detective constable with the Metropolitan Police. I was a marathon runner and my time in 2000 was 2 hours 57. So at that point I decided that I would start doing triathlons. So I had just really started training for triathlons when I got hit by a car. I vividly remember the accident, and I've always said that I knew that I was paralysed straight away. So I think that really helped me because I really pretty much started coming to terms with it at that point. I mean, I loved my job, I loved my sport. So those were the 2 things that were uncertain. You know, fortunately, I got taken to the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital, and of course, Aspire, which is the charity that I'm involved with and support, that was based there. So yeah, that was a huge benefit to me. Yeah, I mean, Aspire does a huge amount for people affected by spinal cord injury, and there's somebody paralysed every 4 hours. They provide interim accommodation, they provide sports facilities. There's just so much that Aspire do. You know, they're just an incredible charity, and I know because of the impact they've had on my life and have enabled me to get back to where I am today. One of the things that I've realised trying to train for this is the frustration of not being able to go in the sea on my own. When I start swimming, then obviously I can't use my legs at all, and I don't know where mine are, and the current often takes my legs, so I might be moving, but I might not be moving in the right direction. So I'm hoping that when I might cover quite a distance in my hour, but it might not necessarily be in the same direction as France. You know what, it could take anything between 14 and 18 hours. It'll be a long time, whatever it is, and it'll feel longer. I think just this whole, swimming the channel and, to not achieve it at the end would just be too awful. Yeah, I'm really excited now. I'm really nervous, but I'm really excited. I know so many people myself who've done fundraising and have amazing stories. So yeah, to find myself to be shortlisted it's just a huge honour.
Hi, I'm Josh Quigley. I'm a full-time athlete and cyclist, and I've been nominated for Endurance Fundraiser of the Year. I went through quite a difficult time in my life back in 2015. Just really struggling with my mental health, and I was just looking for something that would help me feel better. I thought I'm going to go and cycle around the world. So that was a challenge that I set myself, and I basically set off to try and cycle around the world as a guy that hadn't been on a bike since I was a wee boy. It took me 8 attempts and almost 5 years, but I did manage to cycle 26,000 miles all the way around the world, and following on from that, went on to set some world records as well, which was pretty cool. Almost at the end of my cycle around the world, and I got hit by a car. I went 50 feet through the air and then spent 5 weeks in hospital. I somehow managed to get back on the bike, and 9 months after that, set the fastest ever time to cycle the North Coast 500, which is a 516-mile route around the Scottish Highlands. Following on from that, I then went out to Dubai, then had another accident there. Amongst many broken bones, I'd also realised that I'd had arthritis as well in my hip. So when I was going for another challenge, I thought it would be a good idea to raise some money for an arthritis charity. So we worked with a charity called Arthritis Action, and we were able to raise £10,000 for them. So in 2021, I set a Guinness World Record for the greatest distance cycled in a week, which was 2,179 miles, cycled in 7 days, with an average of 311 miles per day. So I beat it by 2 miles, which I think was like 0.01% or something like that. Yeah. It was a wee bit tight towards the end, but I never doubted it. I knew that I just had to keep riding the bike, and as long as I'd done that, we would have got the record. To bring awareness to charities like Arthritis Action, and also feeding communities, the Thomas Franks charity that we raised money for in the second attempt. Getting into cycling was a way for me to kind of help with that. I've taken that energy that I've got and I've put it into something a lot more positive. If my story can show anything, I think it's that sport has the power to change lives. You might not go on to become a full-time athlete or go to the Olympics or set a world record, but you never know. Like, if I think back where I was when I started cycling, I never thought in a million years I would be doing what I'm doing now. So yeah, start small, dream big.
I'm Nick Gardner, born in Leicestershire, and I went on an outward bound course in the Lake District when I was 17. And that was my first introduction to climbing, and I absolutely loved it. And I just wanted to climb from then on. As soon as I could afford it, I bought a cottage on a croft. I'd find somebody who was as daft as I was to give up jobs and just live that very simple lifestyle that we both wanted. Janet was a very gentle person. When she developed the Alzheimer's, it knocked me absolutely for six. Being diagnosed with it is bad enough, but when the carer can't look after them and you eventually reach this stage when you just cannot do it, I thought, I can't carry on like this. Got to get something to focus my life on, because suddenly they've gone, and then so there's this void. Now, having been a mountaineer, I did know that mountains have a therapeutic quality, and I thought, I'm going to climb all the Munros, and there's 282 of them, over 3,000 feet, and it worked. That's what I'm so pleased about, and it's a message I am trying to get across now. Trust the mountains, they'll help you, and if I can get that across in some small way, then I'll have succeeded. As far as I know, nobody else has attempted to climb them starting as 80, so I thought this will make a good challenge. The initial spark was to help me handle the emotional problems. However, very soon after I'd made that decision, that I realised that this could well help the charities. The extent to which it's helped has amazed me. Whereas I'm not a charismatic person, what I'm doing is extremely charismatic. I mean, I just think I'm an old boy who loves wandering in the mountains. But if that is the case, and I can raise money and help a lot of other people, then I'll do it. Janet, she was never a climber, and for that I am now pleased, because when I'm climbing I don't miss her, whereas when I'm at home I still miss her. She never minded me going climbing. She was always pleased to see me come back, by the way.